And not just to shift gears now, we'll go on to the women's team and just kind of look back on the season for the Lady Rustlers. They finished 6-10 overall, 4-5 in the SAC,
Correct.
Snuck into the SAC tournament, number 6 seed. Just talk about the season as a whole from a coaching perspective. What was it like, for you from your end?
Well, we started out. We're not going to have our normal number 3 and our number 6. We started out 2 players short to start out with. We had another player coming in to break. She tore her ACL the day before I sent her papers to her. Her backup did pass the ACT, so I just from that point on didn't try to bring anybody else in, because you don't want to sign somebody that's not any good and tie your money up somebody's not any good. So I just said we'll bite the bullet and hold off. We actually played with a less full lineup than we should have played. We started off fairly strong. We won the first 2 games. We beat a regional foe. We beat a conference team. Then third season we played Anderson, our star number 2 player, the Russian girl. She turned her ankle, severe ankle sprain. Then it wasn't long. Number 5 went out with a foot injury for a while. Then number 3 had shoulder banged up. So we was playing with 3 new walk-on freshmen that had never been thrown into college tennis, and through the mid part of the season, we struggled, but we kept fighting. Finally, we got number 2 back in the lineup, not 100%, but she was back in the lineup. Number 5 was back in the lineup, and then we finished better at the end of the season. We lost to Newberry 4-5. We lost to Carson Inman 4-5. That could have went either way. But just if Alina would have been full power, I'm sure she would have won one of the singles matches against Newberry. That girl was really good though, but she would have beat her. And that was her first match back. And so we struggled a little bit this year with the girls as far as injuries hurt us. But we have recruited like a fat rat in a meat house. They say, we've come back. We've brought a girl in from Canada that will rival Leah Dunoff as a player, as a freshman. I mean, she's that good. We've got signed a Ukrainian girl that's as good as Alina or the Canadian girl or Leah. I mean, very strong player. We have 3 seniors returning next year. All 3 of them have conference match experience. They played for 3 years. Then I've got enough scholarship money. I'm bringing in 1 more really good player. So I look for the girls to be holding the championship trophy up next year. We have a real shot at winning it, so we're going to be really strong, barring any injuries that would hold. We had to lose a couple of them to make us really weaken us down. But we will be very strong on the women's side for 2014.
Of course, the championship is always the goal, and you had already alluded to Leah Dunoff. She had another great season, was the co-SAC Player of the Year after dominating the competition. It was her 2nd time winning the award and her 4th time as an All-SAC first team selection. So in the same way as talking about Philip Hoffman, what was it like to coach a player at Dunoff's quality and consistency for the last 4 seasons?
When you send Leah out on the court, the little girl with the white visor on, she I never went and watched her play, because I would always go where I knew was going to have trouble. If I see number 3, number 4, whoever's going to struggle with their player that day, I would go sit on that court and watch them and occasionally look at Leah's score. And, I would say, well, she's going to win 6-1, 6-0 or 6-1, 6-2 or 6-2, 6-0. And, I mean, these are against number 1 players, very, very good players. She performed for 4 years at a level that's just phenomenal, in the same caliber as Hoffman. She didn't have the singles record Hoffman had, but she won almost every single time against top-notch opponents. And it's just good to know before, we line up out there right before the match. I tell them, look, Leah's going to win. That's 1. We're going to win doubles on this. I just start counting the points. So it's so good to know that anytime that you put your number 1 player out there, you tell the rest of the kids, hey, they're going to win. We're going to get that point. And she's done that for the past 4 years. And that's just like putting, a check in the bank that comes every month. She's going to get that point for you each and every time. And that's just so valuable.
And there's a lot of pressure in that spot, but she always came through, and so did Phil Hoffman. Sure. And
it's hard to win when you have to. And you're playing against the number 1s. There's 7, 8, 9 players on the team, and there's only one number 1. That's the best player they got. So each and every time you go out there, you are playing the best player that university has to offer.
And of course, Leah will be leaving next year, having the same kind of dilemma there as to how to replace a great player in Leah's caliber too. But there will be a bevy of experience returning. You've got Jessica Baker, Alina Vasileva, Alba Penalusa, and Alexander Granger all coming back after having plenty of experience in their back pocket. So what do those particular players need to do to push the Lady Rustlers to the next level next season?
these 4 returners, these 4 seniors that's going to return, they just need to go out there and take these new incoming high caliber players and make them feel comfortable, push them on the court. Everybody bond as a team. They do. Those girls get along so good. You know, a lot of times it's easy to get girls having problems among themselves, but I've never had a problem. Our women's program has always been top flight. As long as these girls all get along, they go out to eat with each other. They go do this together. They do that. And it's not this one mad at that one. These two mad at this bunch. You know, they get along really good, and that's important in women's sports, I'm sure. And they've got along so good. All they need to do is take these young girls and get with them and get out there and work as a team as hard as they possibly can. It all comes down to hard work. And you know, if you've got the talent, you've got to really get it ready to go. So they're going to have a really talented young group come in with them. We take this talented young group and use our 4 senior leadership to go along with that. And you know, I look for us to be as tough as anybody.
So we'll be hoping to have another banner to hang up next year.
I think we've got a real chance of getting 2 banners next year. You know, on the men's side we didn't get to talk about it, but we're bringing in the #1 player from Ireland, junior player from Ireland, and he's number 20 overall in the men's division, and that's pretty big stuff. This guy's a big catch for us. You know, if he can, I don't know if he'll ever play the Phillips standard, but he's pretty tough. So you know, we filled those shoes, and we filled Leah's shoes with not 1 player, but we're bringing in 3 players. So that's pretty tough. It's a pretty tall order.
Well, Leah Dunoff and Philip Hoffman have some huge shoes to fill, but that's always the goal, is to keep turning it over. You create some, you bring in premier talent, and it just rolls over and it carries on itself, which has kind of been the key here at LMU tennis in both of the programs the last few years.
That's correct. You always try to bring in a new #1 that can beat your present #1, and if you can do that, you're becoming a better team each and every year.
That's the goal. And just lastly, and you kind of hit on this with our first question, we talked about the women. Just how will you remember the 2013 season and this particular team?
I remember this team as a team that had a lot of adversity as far as injuries. You know, they were beat down, knocked down, but each and every time they fought with what they had in every single match. I've never seen 1 player ever give up. Everybody fought to the last point. And when you see that, you see heart. You see, I want to. You see a team fighting. You know, we play teams sometimes, and once we get the upper hand on them, you can see their players give up. Sometimes they just give up. You know, and that's what I watch for. I watch for, do you really want to be on this team? Are you a fighter? I'll take a fighter over talent any day, because a fighter just refuses to lose, and they'll make the difference in close matches. And this girls' team had a lot of injuries, had a lot of things happen to them. And they did not quit. They fought, even no matter how bad they were down, they fought. So that's how you remember them, you know, is what they did. You remember somebody, you always remember these games where the comeback kid comes back and wins. You never remember a team that's way ahead of somebody. You don't remember those games. But, you know, they fought, and would not give up, and tried each and every day to get better, you know.
Yeah, well, congratulations again on the men's banner, and we hope to see 2 more come back here next season. You
know, that's our goal too. Is the first goal of the season is to win the conference regular season, conference tournament championship, win the regional, go on the NCAA nationals, win the national championship. That's our goals every year. You know, but you got to reach your first goal first. Is the conference regular season, conference tournament championship, and then go on to the regional, on the nationals, and go as far as you can possibly go. But that's our goal each and every year. And you know, the past 5 years. The LMU tennis programs have won 3 conference tournament championships, 2 regular season championships, a conference tournament runner-up, and the boys like 1 point against Wingate this year of winning another regular season championship or being a co-season champion Sheraton. You know, so the past 5 years we've raised the bar at LMU tennis, and we're going to raise it even higher and reach for more and better things.
Well, Coach Collins, of course, all of us here will be hoping that you can bring more hardware home. And good luck next season, and congratulations on a successul 2013 campaign.
I'm excited about the whole affair, and thank you for everything. But you know, the players wanted. I sort of just worried and watched them.
Well, that's you'll be the first coach to admit that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Good job.